Always nice to see two new residents in town come to.
Hey, you been here before?
All right, well,
All right, thank you. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Somers Town Board Work Session starting here at 7:02, Thursday, May 1st, 2025. Before we start our regular town board meeting, we're going to open up with public comment. Can I get a motion to open up public comment?
Second.
All in favor?
Hi.
Aye.
So moved. Anybody here for public comment?
Yes,
Excellent.
We
Been
figured.
kind to state your name and
I will.
But-
If I get the sun out of my eyes,
oh,
I can see.
that on purpose.
Well, good evening, board members, town clerk, assistant town clerk, town attorney. My name is Patrick DeSena from Lincolndale, New York, and I have a short statement to read to you. And if I can see it. Last month, I delivered to you all a letter asking that you address the attacks on our constitutional rights by the federal government, particularly the First and the 14th Amendments. I pointed out that when you and all elected officials in New York State took office, you swore an oath to support the Constitution of the United States. Constitutional rights are local. They are local. They belong to every one of us in this town and in every other town in this great country. As individuals, we have disproportionate power to effect change at higher levels of government. But as a town entity, we have collective strength and far greater power to influence behavioral change. Your oath to support the Constitution is not hollow. It gives you both the authority and the obligation, I believe, to communicate to higher levels of government that attacks on our constitutional rights must stop. My request to you as leaders of our community is that you compose a communication of some sort, whether it be a formal letter or a resolution, which communicates to our federal representatives our need for action on their part to defend and protect our Constitution. And that's all I have in this statement, but I have drafted a suggested resolution, which I'll give to the town clerk for distribution to you gentlemen.
Is this what you had sent us earlier?
No, this is
Different?
this is an actual suggested resolution.
Oh, no, that's not it.
Oh, okay.
And I want to thank you for taking the time to hear me, and I appreciate your efforts on behalf of the town as always, and I look forward to your deliberations on this matter. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Thank you
Pat.
for your comment.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pat.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Herb Oringle, 53-year resident of the town of Somers, and I've loved every second of it. And thank you all for managing the affairs of the town in such a fashion as you have. I had an interesting, similar comment to Pat, slightly different, and I'll just review it with you. I wrote a note to most of you. I didn't send it to Bill. I'm sorry. It goes something like this. All politics local, even though on the national level, policies affect our community and your constituents. So it behooves you, representing the 30 some odd thousand people in Somers, to support the Constitution and prevent its violation. In essence, that's what I was driving for. So I'm encouraging you to publicly support the Constitution through a resolution or a comment in the paper. It doesn't really matter. I would like to see the town of Somers leading in Westchester in support of the Constitution of the United States. Period. End of statement. Thank you for your attention.
Herb, when did you send that note? I'm just curious. Did
Uh,
you send it to us individually or did you?
Yes, individually,
Okay.
couple days ago.
I didn't get it.
I'm looking for it. I don't
Oh.
remember getting it, but I'll take a look again when I get home.
Did you send it to
got
.gov or
Got it.
.com?
It should, both of them should
Some-
work.
Both.
Somers, New York.
Okay, thank you.
Herb, if you-
Sorry, I didn't copy you, Bill.
Herb, if you could just check again tonight,
Yes.
make sure it went through
Oh, sure.
and just resend it so it's at the top of everybody's email chain.
I would like to.
That would be great and we can take a look at it
Thanks.
and go from there.
Thanks, Rob.
Okay?
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you guys for coming here tonight. Appreciate it.
Let me just say this, if I may, though, since you do bring up the topic. Nothing is more important to the country than the Constitution. Just this afternoon, with another public official talking about, and he was pointing out that as to his knowledge, in most countries, you take an oath of loyalty to a person, even in England, to the Queen or the King, and in many countries to individuals, but we do not in this country. We take an oath to a document written in 1787. And as you may or may not know, for 35 years, I've taught constitutional law. I've given out over 4,000 pocket constitutions.
Thank you, by the way. for-
And last week up at Heritage Hills, had a wonderful discussion with people up there, as I do each year, about the Supreme Court constitutional issues coming up. And so it's our oath, it's our devotion. You're 100% right. Every person has to be vigilant on protecting the Constitution. And I feel comfortable that we've done that in discussions I've had with my colleagues here. We have an issue coming up, not an issue. We have an event coming up this weekend where they're going to have to, there's the rights to freedom of speech, the right to protest, and those rights are balanced and no one can take away the rights of either side. You can go too far in this way, too far this way, and that's what the law is about. And that's what we hope is going to happen or we trust will happen on Sunday.
Good.
That's how reasonable people can agree to disagree reasonably and respectfully. When that reasonableness and respect for each side is lost, that's when we lose our way also as a country. And we've seen that various times in the past. And we all have to be vigilant that it doesn't go over that line. Keeps us on that path of the longest living constitution in the world. And what really has been a beacon to the rest of the world of how to run a country. And others have followed us, whether it be the Declaration of Independence or the Constitution itself. So to bring this up now, I thank you so much. And I do think this, September 17th should be a national holiday. That's Constitution Day. We celebrate the Declaration, but not the Constitution. That's been one of my things for about 30 years.
Thanks.
I have a comment, Herbert.
Let me just finish.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Thanks, Rich. I should have said at the outset that I firmly believe what I was saying is neither a Democratic or a,
And it should not be, right?
it isn't.
It's not bipartisan, it's nonpartisan.
Correct. And so I view this as an American issue.
It is 100%.
And I hope that you guys agree and can vocally and verbally support the Constitution.
I will do that at this moment.
Thanks.
I
Rich,
think we all agree.
may add something to what you said. What's happening with mentioned the town hall meeting at JFK on Sunday. The one in Rockland, my son-in-law went to, turned into a shouting match where no individual voices were heard.
I mean, that's good.
My main point here is that as individuals, we can speak out and we can all agree that we love the Constitution, and we do. But our voices as individuals aren't getting through to the representatives at the federal level. My point was that as a town entity, we have collective strength to get our voice through. If our congressman got a letter or a resolution from the town board about this issue and about the attacks on our constitutional rights, I think he might pay more attention than if I wrote him a letter. Now, I've called his office 5 times and never got a response. So that's the reason for this letter. You guys have some power, you have some authority to speak out and help us here without where we don't have a voice. You have a louder voice, and that's all I'm asking. The resolution I proposed, and probably that Herb proposed, I haven't seen his yet, are really nonpartisan. They're not mentioning names, parties. They're just saying, watch out what's going on there in Washington and help protect us. Because there's a large train, there's a large locomotive coming down that road if this keeps going. And you guys, gentlemen, ladies, you have the power to help stop that locomotive. That's my comments for the day.
Thanks, Pat. Thanks, Drew.
Thank you, guys.
Paul.
Thank you.
Thanks, Herb.
Thanks for coming.
Oh,
Are you staying?
you too.
Yeah.
Take Herb out for a drink now.
Earned it.
Ladies and gentlemen, home, the entire audience is now leaving.
With,
Their audience. All right.
I love it.
Sorry.
yeah, we,
Thanks for coming.
I appreciate it.
See you.
I need to work with you.
no.
Did you say you wanted to? Okay.
See ya, Herb.
No, he said needs.
Ciao.
He said needs.
He's a good guy.
All right, on,
Okay.
after that public comment, I will,
Let it roll.
make a motion to close that public comment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved.
Oh, I didn't do that.
Let's move on to the matters of the town board here. Town board update. New York City DEP forest management work at the new Croton Reservoir. So we've gotten a few phone calls regarding what's going on Route 100. This is on both sides of Route 100 from the Somers Town line at the south to Muscoot Farm County Park at the north. What is going on there is that the New York City DEP contractors will perform forest management work at that site. And what they are doing here, in the forest, in the coordination, in that corridor are threatened by age-related mortality, invasive vegetation, and climbing vines. What they're going to be doing is remove the unhealthy trees to concentrate growth resources on the healthiest trees. They're going to remove the vines and invasive vegetation to protect existing trees and provide growing space for new trees. Plant native trees where gaps in the forest canopy exist, and protect newly planted trees with deer exclusion fencing or tree tubes. So we've gotten a few questions about that. So we just wanted to make everybody known about that. But during this anticipation work, it started in the beginning of April and it'll continue through the rest of the spring, spring 2026. But during that time period, motorists, please slow down during that corridor, and recreational uses such as fishing during that period of work will be closed during that time. So just want to give that update. We've had a few questions about what's going on there, so just thought it would be great to mention what's taking place. Let's go on to number 2. Patty, we're going to take off number 2 until next week. I have a few questions I want to ask about it. So number 3, review the bids received for the parks, the Reese Park project. I want to make the motion here to reject all bids.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So moved. Number 4, discussion to reinstate Chapter 26 Fire Prevention Bureau as per the proposed modifications in the code of the town of Somers per memo dated April 23rd, 2025 from Thomas J. Tuma Jr., Building Inspector. I am going to make the motion here to schedule a public hearing for June 12th. Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Number 5 here, consider adoption of a resolution authorizing the town of Somers to apply for municipal parks and recreation grant program funding for the Reese Park Improvement Project. I'll make the motion to consider adoption of the resolution authorizing Town of Somers to apply for the municipal park grants and recreation program funding.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So moved. And number 6, authorize going to bid for used office equipment and the disposal of any items that are not bid on per memo dated April 25th, 2025 from Patricia Calba, Town Clerk. Any items not bid on will be disposed by the end of May. I'll make the motion to authorize going to bid.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
And this,
Cleaning.
for the public, this is something we do every year.
Yeah.
It's, yeah, it's all old
yeah.
equipment that we don't use anymore. It's outlived its life, so we do it every year though.
It's reached its end of life.
We take it and we bid on it.
And with that old equipment, this is, so people could buy it or no? All right, so then there's going to be stuff left over. There's e-waste recycling.
Yeah, no, that's how.
Oh, yeah, okay. We were just talking about that last week. Okay,
We don't throw it out in the regular trash.
No.
okay, good, just checking.
Parks and Rec, no additional business. Financial, no additional. Highway, no additional. We do have current vacancies, Affordable Housing Board, Assessment Board of Reviews. And we also have a Veterans Committee position open as well. Planning and Engineering, there's no additional business. Police, no additional. Nothing on the proposed consensus agenda. Calendar, May 8th is our next town board meeting, and that's a continuation of public hearing for North Edge Realty Residential Development and a public hearing on the matter of extension of the Somers Sewer District Number 1, and then also an extension of the Somers Consolidated District Number 1 as well. June 5th and June 12th, work session, regular meeting, and then we've combined our meetings for July and August. That will take place on July 10th and August 14th. Both those meetings will be combined. Where? Oh, there they are. I got them there. Okay, we do have some other announcements here. Thank you, everybody, for who donated to the suit and suit drive for our veterans. I believe we sent out a number of boxes. Last week we took them up there. I think we had 9 boxes. We think we just delivered another 9 today, and I still see
Nice.
still some clothes there. So we'll probably have about 25 boxes that go up there for that. So thank you very much for everybody who participated in this donation. It's going to go to some well-deserved veterans for having some suits for interviews. The statewide burn ban is still in effect until May 14th. So open burning of brush, limbs, and branches is prohibited.
To what date?
May 14th.
14th, thank you.
Backyard fire pits, small cooking fires, and small campfires are still okay, but these can never be unattended. Westchester County 57th Annual Salute to Seniors, Thursday, May 8th, 9:30 to 1, Westchester County Center in White Plains. St. Luke's Annual Plant Sale, Saturday, May 10th, and Saturday, May 17th, 12 to 6 p.m. It's perfect for the Mother's Day gift. Westchester County Mobile Shredder coming back to Somers. That is Tuesday, May 13th, 10 to 1 at Reese Park. Somers Lions Club Carnival, Wednesday, May 14th through Sunday, May 18th. And that's at 6 p.m. on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and Saturday and Sundays at 2 p.m. at the Fireman's Field here in Somers. Join the Somers senior programs for lunch and grand buffet, Chinese American, and seafood. Thursday, May 22nd, and that's 11:30 to 3. Bus departs from Van Tassel at 11:30 and returns at 3 p.m. The Elephant Hotel 200th anniversary celebration. Saturday, May 31st, and that's from 11 to 3:30 right here at the Town Hall. 9th Annual Charity Car Show in memory of Louis DeMarco, sponsored by Boundless Nutrition. That is be Sunday, June 1st, 2025, and that's 9 to 3 at the Somers Intermediate School. And then hold the date, Town of Somers Independence Day celebration, Thursday, July 3rd, and that is at Reese Park. Fun fact of the day.
Look at this buildup.
Mhm.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm dragging out this meeting. So my fun facts, will be as long as this quick and easy. Charlie Brown's father was a barber. And because it's spring, because it's
How did you know that?
springtime, I'm gonna tell you all that children grow faster in the springtime. So
Just for the record, if his father was a barber, he did a pretty lousy job.
Yeah.
I mean, if I recall correctly, Charlie
The
didn't have
bald
much care going for him.
Yeah.
One slide.
Kids go faster in the spring.
Bill, anything?
Yeah, a couple things. Starting tomorrow, the second largest track meet in New York State will be held at Somers High School. It will be held on Friday and Saturday. And special thanks to the Somers Land Trust, led by Bob McGregor and team. On Friday, April 25th, we planted a new tree over at Bailey Park. And it was a very nice gesture and a very, very wonderful day.
Rich?
I wanted to thank Annie Gullen. I think picture of her, Paul, somewhere, and keep Somers beautiful. There's a picture of the yeah, there she is, and she's a force of nature, and as several of the people who work with her are, and Susie Morvick was when she was here in town. Rich Nash is involved. Anyway, she was out there, and we all want to keep Somers beautiful. Pick up stuff. Bags are still available. People want them, or you can just join the organization. It is part of Keep America Beautiful, and it is sanctioned by the town. And I spoke to her about also next year for Earth Day is combining with some of our Energy Environment Committee or maybe an Open Space Committee on some larger thing. I said this last month for Earth Day. So if anybody out there says, "Hey, there's some things I'm with," you can use volunteer. Not a big deal. Just one time start getting a committee together. So you can call the supervisor's office and just leave your name, and we'll sign you up with Annie and a lot of good people like her. So thank you.
And as you probably remember, Rich, Somers is the first town in Westchester County.
That's right.
It is.
Part of
That's right.
Keep America
I forgot
Beautiful.
that. I forgot that.
Anthony?
Just recap that Saturday was the drug test take back day at Van Tassel, and they collected, I'm going to get the exact amount, but hundreds of pounds of pharmaceuticals and syringes. We take them back. In the past, we never took, Sharpies or syringes, but they're getting much more customary, and, we are taking them back. We do this twice a year. And just remind that people that if they do have pharmaceuticals that they want to return, there's a take back location at the police station,
There is.
and they can do that, at any time. So thank you, Kathy Chirella and her team
Yes,
for
very much.
for running that, that program. And I guess Mother's Day is coming, but that we'll wait till next
We'll
month.
wait till
We've got
next
to
week.
wait for that.
Yes.
Do we have a parade this month as well?
The end of
No,
the month.
for like Memorial Day.
Yes, we, yes.
Okay.
That's right for Mother's Day.
Okay.
Twenty-
I'm gonna be parading.
God's-
There'll be a parade at my house. Everybody's coming.
Tom, anything?
All good.
Okay, I don't have anything else, so I'll make the motion to adjourn tonight's meeting.